Okay, this is my Panzer III with the new V2 board, the new MFU from Imex Taigen. I decided to put it on a Turnigy i6 radio. It runs very well on this radio. The control is really fantastic. Everything about the tank is pretty much still the same. It's a very easy installation. The only thing I had to solder, and only because I chose to, this could have been crimped, was when I made the on-off switch for the smoke. Because if you use a stock transmitter, you have to put in an on-off switch for your smoke unit, and you're going to lose your machine gun. I also tried to use an RVC on it and couldn't get it to work, but I think that's just because of the board I've got. I think something's funny with channel 5 and 6 on mine. I'll have to talk to Eric. I've also got a little problem with the sound card. The sounds on the new unit are really, really good. These are the Panzer 3 and 4 sounds, the 12-cylinder Maybach. Control is really good. Very easy to lock one track at will in either direction. At speed it turns really easily. The turret rotation is now proportional and I really like it. It's got the proper sound of the hand crank since an actual Panzer III never had power rotation. I can make it turn very, very slowly or all the way up to full speed, which is pretty much scale. They could only crank that handle so fast. One thing I don't like is that you still have to cycle all the way through for barrel elevation. It's left stick straight back and the barrel elevation won't go up and down at will, but cycles through. I don't know, I suppose that's a small price. For a stock board for 55 bucks, there's a lot of very good hang-long tanks out there for sale right now that are brand new, that still have the 27 megahertz eye-poker antenna electronics in them, and this would be a perfect upgrade for projects like that. I think for airsoft on a decent radio, you really don't need much more than this. It still fires the same. Now I've got an ATARC 2016 that Kevin was making for a minute there, and it works perfectly to get rid of the track recoil. No track recoil. Got a great airsoft cannon in this tank as well. The only other thing I think I'm still going to do to it is get rid of that red light when I fire the airsoft cannon. I never did like that. I missed the machine gun, but I mean the motor controllers in this compared to Hang Long are just so far superior, you know. I know with Hang Long you can turn the smoke on and off and adjust volume from the transmitter, and it's got up and down barrel elevation, but the motor controllers in the Hang Long just are nowhere near as good. The realisticness of driving, the drivability of the tank is just so much better with the Taigen electronics. Haven't had any trouble with BB speeding in this one. It's got a pretty good ramp in the Panzer III. So for an airsoft tank, I really, really like it. Of course, on this particular Panzer III, I've done a lot of detail work to this tank. I really went to town on this bad boy. It's got all the tools are metal. All of the spare track links are metal. I put on the metal headlights. It's got a metal machine gun, which no longer works. Got the turret machine gun up there too, which also unfortunately doesn't work. I put in metal tow cables and photo etched screens on top of new air filter boxes. I do have metal hatches for the side of the turret here that I'm seriously considering also putting on. Of course, it's got to have a bucket. Now, that's another thing about the new board. The smoke unit is really proportional and it works really, really well. It's hard to see in this lighting. You can just see the smoke coming out. Now, that's just at idle. When I cruise at full throttle, there really is a noticeable increase in smoke. You can see here I put on the metal tow cables. This was a metal edition tank to start with, so it already had metal road wheels and tracks and all that. got a plastic turret, but I like the plastic turrets better. I think the metal turrets are just too much weight, and once it's painted, you can't tell it's metal anyway, you know. So that's the new V2 in an Imex Metal Edition Panzer 3. Of course, that's custom paint and all that, you know, but I really, really like the new board. Like I said before, I couldn't get an IBU in this tank. There just ain't enough room. So for those kind of small space projects, I don't see anything wrong at all with this board for stock airsoft tanks. You know, for airsoft, it's just fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's actually a lot better than some of the other boards that are out there right now. And at 55 bucks, you know, what the heck? So there she is, the new V2 board in the Imex Metal Edition Panzer 3, and we'll see you next time.